Hello, I'm Benny Bristow with today's spiritual meditation. Unbelievers sometimes say, I don't believe in God because I have not seen Him. It is true that we can't physically look at God, but we can see Him by seeing the things of His creation, both great and small, if we will only be still and take the time to see. We can see Him in the mountains that tower high into the clouds with their highlights of green and often capped with pure white snow. God chose this part of His creation to glorify His Son and to acknowledge Him again as His Son. We can see Him in the miles of outspread oceans with their rolling tides and white-capped waves. We can see the beautiful and colorful waters filled with miles and miles of living creatures carrying out their God-given ways from creation. We can see Him in the beautiful green acres of meadows, accented with grazing cattle, sometimes displaying miles of flat and level land, but other times showing graceful rolling hills. We can see Him in the plowed fields that farmers have prepared to eventually produce food for man and animals. God made this soil so that seeds can germinate and then grow to be harvested. We can see Him in the springtime when there's new birth everywhere. At this time we can see all the colors of the rainbow come to life in flowers and roses with a background of green leaves. There can be seen new growth of the fruit trees, vegetables, and in the animal kingdom. We can see God in the long days of summer when the sunshine provides the light needed for growth. It is a time when early crops of various grasses can be mowed, cured, and processed into hay. We can see God in the autumn when the tree leaves change to multiple colors, transforming the trees into standing bouquets. They seem to become animated as the autumn breeze blows slowly, causing them to float to the ground. In late autumn, when the wind becomes stronger, these leaves begin marching gracefully across the ground. This is a time when the wind begins taking on a chill, reminding all that winter will soon appear. We can see God in the winter when the howling winds blow with occasional falling snow. It is a time for plant life to rest before the coming of another spring. Like the other seasons, winter has its beauty and uniqueness. We can see God in the powerful storms that often appear. The bright flashing streaks of lightning decorate the sky, followed by loud claps of thunder, echoing the mighty power of God. Seeing and hearing this awesome experience, followed by rain, is one of the ways we see God. We can certainly see God by turning our heads upwards to the heavens. In fact, when looking at the moon and stars, we see more evidence of Him than the human mind can comprehend. Perhaps the best way to sum up this way of seeing God is to quote the psalmist. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows His handiwork. Psalm 19:1. We can see God when we look at the little baby with a smile. When God made all the various things of creation, He made man and woman in His own image. He also made them capable of reproducing tiny babies like themselves. Only God with His power could make this possible. We can see God when we look at the many waterfalls that bring beauty to the land. These are present 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year after year. They have been bringing joy to millions over the centuries. Finally, we can see God when we look at the many birds with their colors, songs, and ingenious ways. All of these creatures bring life and sounds to our lives on earth. The birds are one of millions of proofs that in the words of a song, there is a God. He is alive. I do not know why ocean tides roll on their endless way, or why the beautiful snow-capped waves rush about in play, nor why the seagulls like to fly as they weave and nod. But this I know, that each one shows the power of a living God. I do not know why some can live their lives in reckless sin, or why they feel so dangerously wrong that life will never end, nor why they store their treasures in this earthly sod. But this I know, that they need the power of a living God. I do not know why death comes and leaves our hearts so drear, or why it stops our plans of work and fills our souls with fear, nor why we have to rest our flesh beneath the clay and sod. But this I know, that we need the power of a living God. And that's today's spiritual meditation. Thank you for viewing.